Hey everybody, how's it going? It's time to reconvene on these Seattle Mariners because, well, things have gotten real and there are 3 games left. I know we just met about a week ago talking about this, but the team has played well enough to earn an opportunity to make something special of this season, so we got to make one more video. Just a few games left, just a few more opportunities to make something real of this season, and the team has played really well lately to earn the opportunity to maybe get in. And I think it warrants talking about in these final days of the year. So let's go ahead and run it down. First, just to talk about the last 6 games, it's been pretty great. 5-1, and obviously you get creamed in that one game. Tyler Anderson finally has a bad start. I'm not mad at him. He came in 3 days later and threw a really good game against Oakland, so he's been pretty money for us. And other than that, it's been pretty clean. These games have been close, don't get me wrong. The offense is still sometimes not really showing up, but they've been good enough to win every game we've had a chance to win. There was no winning that game against LA last week on Saturday. There was no winning that game. So Kelnick, excuse me, has been awesome. Haniger's hitting for power. He might get to 40 home runs by the end of the year if he keeps this up. Lot of really cool stuff going on with this team right now. They're coming up with the big plays in these close games when they really need it, and they're still leaving runners on base in situations where you really should be able to score at least a couple runs, but it hasn't hurt them the last week, and it's been a great run for the pitching staff. Anderson made up for the bad start by coming out on 2 days rest or 3 days rest or whatever it was and pitching really well. The coaching staff showed some balls by benching Kikuchi basically because he doesn't have it right now, but it worked out great, and things are just coming together, and I'm really happy with the way this team is playing. And what sucks is that they might go 8-1 in the last 9 and it might not be good enough. I said they needed to win 7. Now I'm sitting here feeling like they have to win 8, and I'm aware that it could not be good enough. So looking at the last 3 games, we've got the Angels, who have nothing to play for. We already know they're not going to pitch Ohtani in the finale, which is obviously good because he's been really an excellent pitcher this year. So you would hope that you can win all 3 of those games against a team that has absolutely nothing to play for. And for all we know, they're going to bench some of their other good players as well because there's just not a whole lot going on for them other than draft picks. But they're a division rival. They may take some pride in knocking us out of the playoffs, so I'm sure we're going to have to put our best foot forward. Marco, Flexen, and Tyler Anderson on the mound, pretty good. We don't have to worry about Kikuchi. We don't have to worry about Logan Gilbert, although Logan Gilbert pitched a great game last night. We know he's young and we know he's not completely reliable. So we get the day off today, and then we've got 3 games against a mediocre team with nothing to play for. You should be able to win all 3. The question is, you have to win all, well, the question is that going to be enough? Because with where we sit right now, we kind of know that we have to win all 3 of these games in order to have a real shot, unless things really break our way with some of these other teams. So let's try to figure out what we need to happen for us. So Carly Lenore, thank you for the sub. Welcome to the channel. Okay, so the Red Sox, let's look at them first. Like I said, they have a really easy schedule, but they're not playing great baseball right now. They did win yesterday against one of the worst teams in the league, but they're not playing that well overall. They dropped a game to Baltimore already. They dropped 3 to the Yankees, which was not great for us. So they're certainly susceptible. They're certainly capable of losing one of these games. And right now it seems like that's the best path forward for this Mariners team. They it really sucks that we're depending on teams like the Nationals and Orioles to come through for us. But theoretically, we should only need one game, maybe two, but we probably only need one. And I don't have a great feeling about it, admittedly. I could see the Red Sox sweeping these last four games, and it never comes to any sort of tiebreaker or one game playoff, but it's the right time of the season for Boston. They're not playing great. I was really surprised they got swept so handily by New York, and for them to drop a game to Baltimore in this situation where they needed every win with Chris Sale on the mound. It makes you wonder if they're just going to completely collapse in these last couple games. So it's on the table, but I don't feel great about it. The best path forward is probably the Yankees losing two of their last four. They have a game against Toronto, and Toronto's obviously playing for all the marbles right now. They need to win. They probably need to win out in order to feel good about their odds of making the playoffs. And they've obviously split the first two games. So we know we're going to get a fight from Toronto. And I don't know exactly what's going to happen tonight. I understand that we also kind of need Toronto to not win out, but we kind of need them to win tonight. It's again, that very awkward tightrope walk we have to make in order for things to break our way, to avoid playing a bunch of tiebreaker games or having things come down to basically chance. So I think we're rooting for the Blue Jays tonight, and then we just have to hope that Toronto drops a game in October. Now, the good news is the Yankees, they played Tampa Bay 3 times to close the season, and Tampa Bay's the best team in the conference. The problem is Tampa Bay has nothing to play for. They've already clinched everything. I'm pretty sure they cannot lose their 1 seed in the conference no matter what. They can't lose home field, or they can't gain home field away from the NL because the Dodgers and Giants are very likely going to be, either the Dodgers or the Giants are going to be in the World Series. So odds of them being able to take home field in a potential World Series is low. So I don't know how important these wins are to Tampa. If they do value winning these last 3 games, then I think we can count on Tampa Bay to take at least one from New York. That's not bad for us. That's not a bad situation. But if they really do feel like they don't have much to play for and don't even play starters or try to give their best pitchers as much time off as possible going into the playoffs, then that makes things awkward. And finally, Toronto, they're also kind of right now. The Mariners and the Blue Jays have the same number of losses, so if both teams win out, they'll be tied. I think we own the tiebreaker against Toronto head-to-head, but I think there would still be a 1-game playoff. It would probably be in Seattle, so that would be nice, but obviously you would prefer to avoid that altogether. Once again, we're going to be depending on Baltimore to win one of these October games. We need them to. It's just so crappy that we're sitting here just crossing our fingers for a team like Baltimore to win some games, because we need them to beat the Red Sox today. We need them to beat the Blue Jays at least once over the next 3 games. And then we need the Yankees. It's just, there's so much that needs to go on. And this is all assuming the Mariners win out, by the way, which I feel good about it, but it's no guarantee. And it just speaks to how tight this wild card race is. So I feel like our best bet is to hope that the Blue Jays win tonight and then lose one to Baltimore, maybe some kind of fluky game. I mean, they did lose a couple games to Minnesota. Minnesota's not that good, so I guess it's possible. And if that happens, we hope for the Rays to do well against the Yankees, and from there, the Red Sox can win out, and it's okay. And I deep down, I feel like the Red Sox are going to win out. I don't have a great feeling about that, but all we can do is win the 3 games that are ahead of us and hope that things break our way in these other games. There are multiple paths forward. We can pass Boston and New York. We can pass Boston and Toronto. We can pass New York and Toronto. There are different ways that we can go about this, but it's not all in our hands, and that's unfortunate right now because the Orioles, maybe the worst team in the AL, play such a big role in our fate, and that's not a good place to be. But that's really all I have. The team is playing great right now. I'm happy. Even if we don't make the playoffs, I'm going to be proud of the way they played. I'm going to be proud of the way they came together. But I'm also aware of the fact that you don't get infinite chances, and there's no guarantee that just because the team may be better next year, it doesn't mean things are going to break our way the way things are breaking our way so far this year. We are being incredibly, incredibly lucky in close games this year. Next year, we might have a better team, but we get unlucky in close games. We don't know. So I hope we can at least get one playoff game, but it's going to be tight. It's going to come down to the wire probably. We need to win all three against LA and then hope a couple things go our way in these other ones. I'm going to leave it at that. See you guys later. Go Mariners. No game tonight, but the next three, I might do a stream. We'll see. But I will definitely be watching either way. See you guys later.